So let's talk about Tony Khan for a second. So Tony Khan, I love how people would say Vince McMahon insults the fans' intelligence. Tony Khan's doing the same thing. But see, Tony Khan, see his difference from Vince. We understood why Vince did it because he had casual fans and he could get away with that with the casual. And looking back at it, it didn't make it right, but I understood it. Cool. Tony Khan does not have casual fans. He has a hardcore wrestling fan base. So why are you insulting the fans' intelligence? Let me give you a point example. That media scrum. We're just going to focus on one because we can dissect every media scrum this motherfucker has done, but we'll be here all fucking day. Don't have the time for it. I want to wrap it up very quickly. Let me be honest with you. Tony Khan will go to these media scrums and pivot. And if you ask him a question about, let's say, the Jericho situation, this man will pivot and be like, well, AEW is the best wrestling show. Its safety protocol has the best safety. When you clearly 2 months ago said you fear for your life with the CM Punk situation. You think we forget? You think we're stupid? That's what people have a problem with. People have a problem with the shit that comes out of your fucking mouth. You crack coke. Let me stop. This fool. And then I love how people will come on the internet, these YouTubers and these podcasters, and I hate to call this man out, and I've been a fan of him for years, and it is what it is. But Jason Solomonster will come out here and not call him out on his bullshit. Now, he's been doing it lately because people have been telling him to do it lately, but he hasn't. Well, you have to sometimes because Tony Khan says some stupid, outlandish shit. It's like, bro, what are you doing? We know the company did not do good last year. 2023 was the worst year for AEW. You lost CM Punk. Kenny Omega went out. You fucking MJF got injured. Adam Cole got injured. Well, Adam Cole always get injured. Bryan Danielson got injured. Bryan Danielson always get injured. You had so many injuries. You had so many people leave. You had Jay Cargill leave. You had people leave. You have fights backstage. You fear for your. It's like it was not a good year. I think people say that 2022 Brawl Out was worse. No, it wasn't. I take that Brawl Out situation over the situation with 2023 because you had so many people on the injury list that it was just bad. You had to make a separate show to split rosters. That made the tension worse. Tony Khan does not know how to manage a roster. But then he wants to go on there and tout his success. No, you do not tout anymore. You tell the fans what's going on. Be honest. Be transparent. Tell people what's going on. But a lot of these YouTubers, a lot of these podcasters who wants to get to these media scrums, they don't do that. They want to kiss the ass of a Dave Meltzer, and Dave Meltzer's the biggest blame to everybody. He tells all these guys to have a great match and everything like that, and they're hurting themselves. They're almost killing themselves trying to get a 5-star match. Do you think Triple H cares about that? You think WWE cares about that? They care about you doing good work, character work. Yes, that's going to put you on a spotlight on a 5-star rating, but that's Dave. Dave Meltzer will do that. Let Dave do his stupid shit. Don't try to get that 5-star rating because at the end of the day, you're going to hurt yourself. And then you're injured. I bet you now Dante Martin had to change his wrestling style. I bet you if Dante would have took it easy and not killed it, like try to get a 5-star match, he wouldn't have to worry about his leg twisted in the back like it came out of some Paranormal Activity type of shit. Then you got Tony Khan talking about this is a safe place. We're not asking you about the safe place. What are you doing? Did Jericho have an investigation? And you're trying to pivot. Stop pivoting. Stop trying to pivot. Stop trying to insult your fan intelligence. And it's say what you want about Vince. Vince tried to pivot himself, but he always brought it back to he knew sometimes he's like, I can't pivot. He's like, well, I'll give you the CM Punk situation. We didn't know, we didn't do this. But he addressed the situation knowing that he had to address the situation. Triple H had to address the situation because they knew they had to address the situation. But the one thing I give them credit for, them addressing it, they were business about it. They kept it diplomatic. They kept it very diplomatical, and they addressed it. Tony doesn't know how to do that. He will pivot so far that he's saying some random shit. The man 1 minute is talking about, we're asking one question. He pivots so far left that he done fucking forgot the question that was asked. And then when everybody's like looking around like, this motherfucker didn't even answer the goddamn question. And it's just, it's aggravating. It's really aggravating. Like, if I was in that meeting, I couldn't even be there. Because I call him out and say, yo, can you stop pivoting? Can you answer the question legitly? If you can't answer it, then don't be up there. But Tony lives for that. All he cares for is being in the spotlight. Well, I did AEW this. I created AEW. We don't give a fuck about what you did. We care about those wrestlers that you clearly don't care nothing about. I hate to say, you didn't even stick up for Chris Jericho. You could have said, look, I don't believe these allegations. I've been with Chris Jericho since day one of AEW. He has never done anything. He didn't even stick up for Jericho. Jericho stick up for his ass, and him sticking up for him put him in the situation where he's in. And he didn't stick up for Jericho. He didn't say nothing, which made matters worse. And then what makes matters, excuse me, my throat just lost it. Lord forgive me. What makes matters worse, this is what I liked about Triple H. I want y'all to go back to that media scrum. Triple H was like, look, let me answer some few questions first before we get to the main question. When you go back to the Survivor Series, not only did he control that media scrum, he owned that media scrum. He knew everybody was about to ask about CM Punk. So he asked every other question first and then got to CM Punk. Tony couldn't even do that with the Jericho situation. He said, look, before we get to the Jericho situation, let me get to everything else first, and then I'll answer the Jericho situation. That's what you do. That is a person with confidence and a business person who knows how to control the narrative and control the situation. He couldn't even answer the Jericho situation. Like, oh, but I don't feel the gossip and rumors. That's a serious accusation. You can never call it gossip and rumors when something has happened in a sexual manner. You have to take it seriously. I don't know what happened. I never had Jericho sign no NDAs. Can't even say that. He made the situation so worse that if Jericho did not do it, or if he did do it, you don't even know. If I was Jericho, I'd be pissed. I'll tell Tony, you know what? Get me out this fucking contract. Because you're not a good... Jericho's good. If I was Jericho, I'd stay the fuck away from Tony for a while. I'll do what I need to do. Because they're like, oh, well, we'll keep him off for TV. That's not helping the situation. You're making the matters worse. Address the situation. Figure out what the problem is. And stop trying to... The more you assault your fans' intelligence, the 800 and 1,000 fans you got left, 848 you have only left, will leave. These are the same hardcore fan base that left WWE because their intelligence was insulted. And you're doing the same goddamn thing that Vince did. But Vince, you're doing it worse. Vince did it in his booking. You're doing it with your fucking words and your booking. Make that make sense to me. But everybody will come in this damn comment section and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Tony Khan knows he's good for... No, the fuck he's not. He's killing his own business. He's worse than Vince by killing his own business. Put a lethal poison into his own business. Tony Khan needs to do one thing. Shut the fuck up. Let someone else get in that media scrum. Help him narrate, or help him fits his own narrative. You want to tout the success. You know, Chris Van Vliet, it is also weird too. Remember, Chris Van Vliet started in AEW. It's funny, he did an interview with Conan. He didn't talk too much about AEW. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Van Vliet got an NDA. I would not be surprised he got an NDA. That's probably why he left. He probably said, huh? Yeah, you need to sign an NDA. He probably looked like, an NDA? What the fuck did I need to sign an NDA for? The more you have people sign NDAs, that makes people not want to work with you. Why are you having me sign NDAs? Like this, we're like in Hollywood. You don't have people sign NDA unless you have something to hide. And it's becoming very apparent that Tony got some stuff that something happened with Kylie Ray that he's not saying. He could have said, "Look, what happened with Kylie Ray is good for." He didn't even address her. He said, "Look, that's never happened. We had her start at AEW. She had some mental issues." Or I would have said that. I would say, "Hey, she wanted to take some time off to fix her." After we say, "Yeah, go ahead," and that was it. He said nothing. Like he let Jericho feel guilty. And it's also it's weird too, if you notice, and I want to wrap this up. Ain't nobody, and let me say this, nobody has stuck up for Jericho about the Kylie Ray situation. Not one damn person. So here's the thing, two things that happen, and then I'll go wrap it up. Either the sexual thing did happen, or there's something on the line that did happen that freaked her out that made her leave. Now, when she left, I thought Tony Khan did something. But more than likely, it could have been Jericho. Or Jericho's taking the heat for someone else who did do something. We don't know. It's a lot going on, and the more questions they have, and that means there's a lot of answers. And all I gotta say is Tony Khan needs to stop insulting his fans' intelligence and start being transparent and start being honest. Because if you're not honest, and I'm not talking about the sexual allegation with Jericho, I'm talking about just in general with the company. If he doesn't start, but his reputation is already shot to me. It is what it is. Fuck him. As always, I'm out.